My question to everybody that I come across is, if they're a business owner or top management, I'm asking them, do you know the 10 most valuable keywords in your business? And I get the blank look, what? And if you don't, and you don't care, or you're guessing, wrong approach. With the keyword, it was my favorite AI tool when it came out in September, and there's others that are blowing my mind. But we start there, and discipline enough to start there, because there's people typing in those keywords every single month, and we only go after 1,000 or more searches for the keywords we provide. So what then? Well, if you got a team of SEO gurus, go live long and prosper, right? Go take it and run. But if you don't, and you don't know what to do with those keywords, then we got to talk. The media centers, when you're adding those keywords to that audience, that's your target audience, and those are the people that are going to be seeing your articles that the media centers are going to provide for you. Well, where did we get the content? It's your content from your YouTube page or from an RSS feed that has 1 million views a month. We're putting those into the media centers. So what else? Well, we're able to take an article and do a video on it, place it on your YouTube, and the media center is grabbing that video and doing another article, 2-minute article, right? That's why Google loves it and ranks them. But it's also going to include the original video in that article. What then? Well, put it into a distribution for social media. One video can do 10 posts on our system. Crazy.
Well, Mike, I'm noticing some stuff that you and I have been working on, where I did a YouTube video and I posted it, and then I was just reading one of the articles that you did for me, and it was really scary because it was everything that I was talking about, and I was like, how did they figure that out? So I'm loving it, but I'm like, man, that's some pretty scary stuff. So it's grabbing all of it's listening to what we're saying, and it's grabbing it, and it's putting it in new formats?
Absolutely. So we're prompting the AI to do a story out of that video. So it's reading the video, it's listening, it's reading it, watching it, and producing a 2-minute article on that video and including the video in the article.
Well, yeah, I noticed that on some of the RSS feeds, when I go in there and I click on the article and I read it, and then I'm scrolling down and I'm like, whoa, there's my video. Wait. And so I'm like, how does that do it? Now, my one question to you is that sometimes I click on it and it says there's a broken link. So I don't know if you're not a LinkedIn subscriber, is that when happens?
It could be a myriad of different things. So long as I know about it, I can go in and edit it. But okay. The idea is hands off, and it's only going to get better where it's set it and forget it. Yeah.
Well, so now, as I keep on questioning and asking, I have now used car financing rates domain. I have the digital podcast car we share. So all of those visits that everybody's coming to all of our collective sites, we're capturing what you told me is a pixel.
It's 1 pixel rules them all. Okay, what is a pixel? Okay, people are like, what is a pixel? It's not a Google camera. Okay, a pixel is it's a little bit of code, and it sits right on the media site. So every time somebody clicks it, and they're going to find the articles on Google. So the keywords translates to the blog article. They click it, and they're captured.
So then that's where eventually, if we do promotions legally under the spam rules and under all the different rules of not sending garbage to people all day long, that gives us the legitimacy to reverse target marketing those people. They came to the sites, they engaged, and now that gives us the legality. So that's doing it correct, because people would spam, right? And then now you got all that spam, and you got all these, you can't send the customer all these emails. You can't call the customer on all these phone calls. There's laws about that, and that's
Text messaging is the next one.
Question.
See all these AI text messages.
Is there something slightly warped with the thinking that people will complain about spam, which they can just hit the button and erase, but then they'll watch a 40-minute video of a cat playing the piano?
Yeah.
Let's check.
Yeah.
There's no question. Right. They're outraged. They're outraged by the article, but they're enhanced by stupidity.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, as soon as this is done, it goes up on the website. The podcast media center that sits on our home site.
It's going to capture all this.
It's going to capture all this and do an article about it and include the video.
Okay, so can I tell the AI, hey, I want to make a lot of money. I want to sell a lot of service contracts. What do we need to do for dealers to want to buy service contracts and sell them? So AI is going to tell us how to do that.
It's funny you said that, because one of the things that was brought to my attention in the clubhouse rooms 4 years ago was one of them said, hey, I want to own my own media center inside my own rooftop. And I thought that was interesting. And he's doing it now. But
you're doing it for all of us.
Yeah,
so
I took his mentality. I just brought it up to my parent company and said, wouldn't that be neat? Now here it is. But another guy was saying, hey, I'm sick of these third-party lead gens that share my data with my own competitor. What am I paying these guys for? Well, they're paying them for, you're too lazy to do the keyword research to find out what they're ranking for, and ranking right next to them or above them for the same keywords locally, so that you get all that data, you get all those leads for yourself. The time is coming where they're not going to pay that exorbitant bill every month, and they're going to go and fill up their own silos.
So
The same thing as everything, Mike. The technology gets better, and then it gets cheaper at the same time.
But they've been
Remember when people used to
spending-
pay for big screen TVs?
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, I know. But what Mike's, that's really important, because they've been spending tons of money through third-party providers, kind of shoved on them by the OEM. And the OEM, must be in bed with the providers and the software companies that they force the dealer to use to capture whatever their inventory. So that whole stranglehold is gonna it's changing, because third-party data is useless now. You want your own data, you can control your own data, and it seems that AI is making it easier to do that.
Absolutely, and it's funny because what was it Tony Robbins said, that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again.
That was actually Einstein.
I knew you were going to come up. It was Einstein.